I was really going to risk it all for The Outsiders musical. The last time I made a video like this was 2 years ago, so forgive me if this is all over the place. I normally do not speak on here. I sing! Hey everyone, I'm Lauren, and today I am once again going to pretend I am a YouTuber because I was watching Catherine Steele videos and thought, why don't I do the same thing that she does and discuss a musical that no one talks about? That musical being The Outsiders musical. If you don't know what The Outsiders is, it is a book that a lot of middle schoolers and high schoolers read. I read it in, I think, 8th grade, and I still love it to this day. It was written by S.E. Hinton, and it was about a 14-year-old boy named Pony Boy, and it followed him and his gang of greasers around as they go through life, essentially. There is a lot of heartbreak, and they have their rivals, the Socs, which a lot of people call the Sox, because it looks like the Sox. And they recently, not that long ago, said they're going to make a musical. So I thought, why don't I bring you all down the lovely timeline I created, because there's not a lot of information on it, and it kind of makes me upset because I really want to see the show, and every time they've said some things, I'm like, and then it's not. If you see me looking down in this video, it's because I am looking at the iPad, because I just cannot memorize all this information. We're gonna go back to July 2018 when S.E. Hinton, the author, tweeted about how she was with the man who was putting together the musical version of her novel, and she mentioned how she felt good about the musical now that the two of them talked. While she tweeted that, I think no one knew there was going to be a staged production of it, let alone a musical, and everyone was going crazy over it, and then that was it. Cut to March 28th, 2019, when the not-for-profit theater, the Goodman Theater in Chicago, announced that a musical adaptation of The Outsiders was going to premiere in their 2019 to 2020 season. It was supposed to run from June 20, 2020 to August 2nd, 2020. I believe it started workshopping in 2017, even though S.E. Hinton tweeted about it. They definitely were starting in 2017 if they were announcing production. I believe it had, and I think it still has plans to go to Broadway, because it said pre-Broadway run on Playbill.com. Clearly they were going to Chicago. They were probably testing it out, like most staged shows do. The team consisted of the director Liesl Tommy, who was known for the Broadway production of Eclipsed, a book from Adam Rapp, who was a Pulitzer Prize finalist, also Anthony Rapp's brother. If you don't know who Anthony Rapp is, he was in Rent. And a score written by the American folk band Jamestown Revival and Justin Levine, who is known for Moulin Rouge, with choreography by Lauren Lattaro, who has done shows like Waitress and the recent Mrs. Doubtfire. So you've got your team, you've got the announcement, they have a venue. Emilio Estevez even mentioned it briefly on Live with Kelly and Ryan, I believe a month after it was announced, and I think he heard it from the green room in the show. So I don't even know if he knew what was going on, but there was an announcement from him.
I just heard in the green room that they're making a musical of it in Chicago. So The Outsiders is now going to be a musical, if you can imagine.
Yeah. Oh my God, are you...
What more could you ask for? June 6, 2019, articles were sharing the news of how the musical was going to hold a developmental lab, which is basically workshopping the show, it's the songs and everything, and it was supposed to happen August later that year. This meant they were going to have to hold auditions for the cast. The listings, let me grab this because it's crazy. The listings for auditions included the iconic characters, except for Steve, who is Soda Pop's best friend, which, if you read the book, I guess he's not important. I feel like he's a part of the group, so unless maybe they had someone, who knows. However, two people stood out to me. The Curtis brothers' mom, and I'm gonna say it wrong, the last name, but Sheila McCrory. Sheila was supposed to be a social worker in Tulsa, and the casting call said she's been assigned to the Curtis boys after their parents' brutal deaths in a car accident. So she's new, and she's gonna have a significant role in the show, it seems. Maybe she's gonna come in and out, who knows. she's definitely there. Another thing about the casting call is that they were not looking for legit singing voices like the traditional musical theater style. They were looking for folk, rock, country, 50s and 60s style singing. It was also all equity members, so I can't audition for Cherry Valance. I wanted to be her. It's fine. They did the casting call, then not much was said after that. I looked up, I tried to research anything on like reviews, and no one said anything about it. There was a release in February 2020 for one of the songs. It was called Tulsa 1967. The Goodman Theater put it on their YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description for it. It's actually a pretty good song, and it was performed by Jonathan Clay and Zach Chance of Jamestown Revival and Justin Levine. Very different from classical Broadway, and you can see why they were choosing not to get legit singing voices.
We all come from different places. We all start from different lives. When they hear our story, maybe we can change their minds. Stay go.
Cut to March 2020. We know what happened there. Of course the show is postponed, but there wasn't really word on like what was going to happen to the show. They didn't even announce the cast. That's important. There are no posts on people who are like, oh, I'm in the Outsiders musical. No one has said anything. Then, I don't know exactly when they announced it, but the Goodman Theater Company said during the summer 2021 that the Outsiders musical was returning for their next season because performing live is back. I also believe at one point they did put a block of tickets out online and it was on their calendar. Now it's the summer of 2021. Which means a year from now, this show's going to be up and running. So you would think, oh, let's recast the show or bring back who was ever in the workshops. Let's start promoting, get those tickets out, which like I said before, I believe they did do. But the only available information was still the first look video, the poster, and the crew, and that was it. Now let's skip to January 5th, 2022, which wasn't that long ago. They decided to postpone the musical again due to safety reasons. We all know. They didn't say when it would be, but they did say that, what's the show? Life After was replacing the musical. So no later dates were given, nor was there any information on what the future held for the show. Until January 24th, 2022, which I found all this information like a couple of days ago, and then I found even more information last night, and I'm very excited. Let me grab this once again. Broadway World posted a casting call for the Outsiders auditions for like the workshops, and the deadline was February 4th. So that was recent. This means they might be moving forward. I don't know if they're waiting for like another year or so. Please don't be that long. The website provided those who were submitting videos audition cuts for certain characters, of course. So I clicked the link, and I found sheet music and accompaniment for every character you could audition for. I'm not going to share the actual music just because, like, I don't know how that stuff works, really. I don't know if if you go on my TikTok, I did try and sing Cherry's song, like a snippet of it. So.
Then can you imagine what they'd say if any of them heard me talk this way?
No, I'll put my TikTok in the description. It's all good. Maybe I'll put the link to the Broadway World casting call. I don't know. I am going to share the titles of the songs, though, because it's quite interesting. So Bob and Paul's audition cut was Nobody Wants You. Cherry's was I Could Talk to You All Night. Dally's was Grease Got a Hold on You. Derry, who was given 2 songs, had Runs in the Family and Throwing in the Towel. Johnny's was Stay Gold, of course. Marsha's was Bad Idea, which I at first thought they were giving us Waitress to audition with. Also, Marsha's getting a song. That's pretty interesting. Ponyboy's was Great Expectations, Randy's was Hopeless War, and the new character Sheila also had a part in Throwing in the Towel, might I add. Soda Pop's was Hoods Turned Heroes, and 2-Bit also had a part in that song as well. This was like the folder, and I think I had Cherry's out because they have all the songs, and you can listen to like the instrumental stuff. it's really exciting. I also went on backstage.com and they said that the roles were casted for certain people. I believe it said the whole cast was casted. I don't know if the Goodman's website just forgot to change things, but they aren't selling tickets anymore, obviously, and their calendar has no information on the show. But if you go onto the Outsiders page on their website, it still says May 27th to July 10th, 2022 at Goodman's Albert Theater. I don't know what's happening there. And they have information, and they have all these posters that I've been putting up on the video. It's just the artist. There's nothing there. And that's really all there is. And the only reason, like I said, to make this video was just to, like, get people excited. I don't know. This is mostly for me, because I'm a musical theater major. I'm a big fan of The Outsiders. If anyone that's part of the production team of the musical needs a fresh pair of eyes or a Cherry Valance, I am here. So, I do hope they share more though, because I was hoping to see it this year. I was gonna fly to Chicago and I do not like planes. I was really going to risk it all for the Outsiders musical. So I hope there's news. So thank you to the only 2 people that will probably watch this video. I don't know who you are, but I hope you like The Outsiders or musical theater and you enjoyed this all over the place, cut terribly video. Have a great one and stay gold. Oh my god, stay gold.
They go.